Hey everyone, it's Diane with Pretty Fun Stuff YouTube channel. And a while back I had purchased this We Are Memory Keepers punch board, and I mentioned in my haul video at the time that I would demonstrate this little punch board. So I got this at Tuesday morning. It was $11.99. And I've already opened it, so we're just going to take it out. Okay, and alright, so here's the little board. You do get your instructions. You can make a pocket with a flap, and then on the other side it's a pocket with a notch. So let me show you. I did do a couple of them. This is how they turn out to look like. There's a pocket with a notch, and here is a pocket with a flap. And then here's one that I did like so. Okay, so let me just explain about the board. The top part is this is actually where you would punch your notch, and if you turn around facing you, when you put your little card in there, there's little slots here, little guidelines. You just line up whatever you're punching to those guidelines, and then you punch and it'll be centered. So I'll bring that up so you could see those lines there. So you would just center whatever you want to punch between the lines. Okay? We'll turn it around, and I think the biggest key to this is these little guides here. On these little pegs, if you notice, see the arrows on there? So when you put your peg in this guide, you want to make sure that the arrow is pointing down. And when you put your peg in, these are letters here on this side, you want to make sure your arrow is going to the right. So I'll show you that. Here, these are numbers. It goes 1 to 3. So you just want to make sure that arrow is pointing down. And then on this side, oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. On this side, if you look, those are letters A to F, and you want to make sure your peg, when you put it in whatever slot the diagram tells you, you want to make sure your arrow is pointing to the right. Okay? That is a big key to the whole thing. Now this is your little cutter. There's your blade, and this is the guide, and the guide goes in this slot, and your blade will go through this slot here and cut your paper. And when you're done cutting, you always want to put your blade back in the holder. Then the other key is when you go to score your paper, these guides come, this one comes out and this one comes down, and then it gives you the slots for your scoring in here. Now there is a little dash dotted line here and here to help you line up to know where to score, and I'll show you that when we get to punching here in a minute. And then your score tool sits nicely in here. And then your directions are going to be on the back, not your directions, but your guide on the what to cut your paper is going to be in here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this back for right now. All right, so let's get started. So when you're looking at your little guide, it's going to tell you one side is in inches, the flip side's in centimeters. So your pocket size is going to be the first. This is your final pocket size, okay? Then you have your guides, which tells you which notches to put your pegs in. And then you have the measurement to cut your paper for the pocket with the flap. And then this side is the pocket with the notch. Okay. Then here's your instruction sheet. And what's good to note about the instruction sheet is you will start at the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. The first line is in English, and the next 3 lines are in other languages. So you would follow whatever language you use. So you would just read the first line of each step. This is pocket with a notch. The reverse side is a pocket with the flap. And it's the same. So you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, so let's make, I'm using my Sweet Clementine paper. Let's make a pocket for a gift card. Now I've already kind of wrote the measurements down just so it's easier to read. This gift card measures 2 1/8 by 3 3/8. So I wrote my measurement down here, 2 1/8 by 3 3/8. Okay, then I look it up, the closest pocket size that I want to make. Now I want to make the flap pocket here. So I go to the closest one, and you've got 2 1/4. You have a whole bunch of 2 1/4s right here. So I'm going to look at the closest to 3 3/8. So 2 1/4 by 3 3. So 3 1/2. Let me see if you can see that. So see 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. And then my guide is going to be B and 1. And then to cut my pocket with a flap, which is the next measurement, it's going to be 5 and 4 1/2. 5 by 4 1/2. So I wrote that down here. So my pocket size, my paper cut size, no, excuse me, my pocket size is going to be 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. My guides are going to be B and 1, and my paper cut size is 5 and 4 1/2. So I already cut my paper 5 by 4 1/2. Okay. Now I'm going to set my guide to 1. So 1, 2, 3. Set my guide to 1, and the arrow's going down. And then set this guide to B. A, B, C, D, E, F, and my arrow is pointing this way. Okay? And then this is my 5, and this is my 4 1/2. So of course the first is select pocket size and style from chart. Cut paper to size according to chart. So we already did that. Place guides into slot according to chart with arrows pointing down and to the right. We just did that. Step 3, position paper under the track. Okay. Position my paper under the track. The first chart measurement should be placed under the numerical guide. The second chart measurement should be placed under the alpha guide. So my first measurement is 5. So it gets placed under the numerical guide. This is the numerical guide. The 4.5 is my second measurement, so it's placed on the alphabetical guide, okay, which is here. That's exactly what the instructions say. Now we're going to cut the corner of the paper. I'm going to make sure it's flush. Okay, I take my cutter, I'm going to hold this down, and I'm going to cut okay. Flip, the number 5 says flip paper so the cut corner is reflected horizontally. Cut corner of paper. So you're going to flip the paper over and I'm going to cut this side. Okay, now the next step, lift the cutting guide, extend score arms and score paper, flip paper and repeat. So flip paper, so okay, and I think I need to cut both sides. Because I'm making the flap. So, yes. Lip cutting, hold on, let me just check. Yeah. So, I'm going to flip the paper over. And now I'm going to cut this side. Like so. Okay, now we'll extend the arms out like it says, and I'm going to get my scoring tool and this is where you can either use the dotted lines or I'll show you another trick. So you're going to score for your flaps, okay? So what I like to do, instead of starting here, it's kind of hard to find that groove. I start on this side and score this way, okay? And then you can take this one and score up this way. Flip your paper over and we'll do the same on this side. Score there and then I'm going to score here. Can you see me? Yeah. Score here. Okay, so I've got all my score lines scored. Now we're going to take it and we're going to fold the paper like so, and there you got a little pocket. Super cute, right? So Now, if you want to, you could even punch a hole in here. And the way you do that is flip it over. Now, this isn't in the instructions. I'll just show you how to do it. So, before you glue anything down, okay, I'm going to put a notch right in here. So what you'll do is you want to line up this line with the center of the O, okay, and you want to make sure that your paper is straight along the side. See how like I'm coming up a little bit? That's what you want. I'm lining it up with these lines on my guide here. But you want your paper in the center of the O and you want to punch. Okay? And then you take the other side and you do the same thing. Line it up with the center of the O. Want to line your paper straight here on this guide and punch. And then when you close your little pocket, you have a little thumbnail notch in your pocket. So, and whichever way is a little, I think that one's a little straighter. But yeah, that's how you do that. And then we can glue it. So I'll put a little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue here. And we'll close it. And then I'll put a little bit of glue here. And we got a little pocket. So it's not that hard. There are quite a few instruction videos on YouTube where other people have demonstrated this. And so if you want, you know, maybe someone else to show you, then you can look that up. It's just look up punch board, pocket punch board, and videos will come up. But yeah, so that will hold a little gift card. And I like that you have the little thumb there to, I mean, if that's too difficult for you, you don't have to put that in there either. So, but yeah, there's the little gift card holder. Now I can do one with just the notch if you want. So this one, let's make this one a little bigger. I already cut my paper. So this measures 8 by 7 3/4. So let me see here. I was just gonna do, I think I was doing the notch with this one. So 8 and 7 3/4. Maybe it's 7 3/4 by 8. Well, let's do this. Let's do we'll do 8 by like 6 3/4. 8 by, let's do 6 3/4, because I found one here for 8 by 6 3/4. So let's do that size. So the finished size is going to be 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. So I need to cut my paper. I need to cut to 6 3/4. So let's do that real quick. So I just want to make sure. So it's 8, and then we'll do 6 3/4. Okay. All right. I'll bring this back. Okay. So now we're going to start again, and I need to find my my guides. So we decided on 8 by 6 3/4. So my guide's going to be E and 3 right here. E and 3. So we'll write that down. E and 3. So, and my first measurement is 8, and my second measurement is 6 3/4. Okay. So the final size is going to be 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay. So, and this is going to be the pocket with the notch. Let me make sure I was looking at the pocket with the notch. Because your notch is here, your flap is here, here's your guides, and this is the what you need the pocket size to be. So you want to make sure you measure whatever it is you're going to stick in the pocket. You want to measure that and get the right paper size. Okay. All right. So now we need to put our guides in the proper places. So my 8 is going to be the numerical guide. So that's going to be up here, and that's going to be 3, because that's your first measurement. So you want that at 3. Let me just double check that. Position paper under track. First chart measurement should be placed under the numerical guide. Okay, so that's correct. And then my second measurement is 6 3/4, so that's going to go under E. So E is right here, because it goes from A to F. Okay, so then we're going to place the paper under here, and we're going to cut. Okay, and you can feel if you don't get it cut all the way, you can feel it. So, and then flip it over, and we cut again. Okay, and okay, cut corners of paper. Okay, and now I'm going to score. So I'm going to lift this up, and I am going to, we need to put our guides down. So let's put this guide down, and we're going to put this guide down, and then I'm going to score according to my score lines. I like to come from this direction. It's a little easier. Okay. And then this one, it's almost off the paper. See where my board is? It's almost off the paper. So I'm going to go through this channel. See how that those dotted lines help me to know where to go. I'm just going to take it, and it doesn't quite meet the end, but that's okay. Okay, and then we're going to turn it, and we're just going to score this line here. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Let's flip it. That's better. Let's flip it, because I need that. There we go. All right. So now, I think we're done with that. Okay. Now, I'll just fold this, fold that, and then this folds up, like so. So we'll put our glue, and then we'll punch our notch. So, put some glue here. And put a little glue here. Fold that over. And we'll put our glue here. Like so. I'm going to put a little bit here too. Okay. And now I can punch the notch at the top. So bring this back down. I'll put my bone folder away. Flip it over. Now I am going to line up my sides with these guides here. So I'm just going to line them up. This makes an even punch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then I'll just punch. And then I got my little notch. So we're done. Isn't that cute? So these are the little pockets that I created while we were together. These are the ones I created beforehand. So I really like this little guy. You just have to be careful about the arrows and your measurement. Remember your first measurement goes with this guide. Your second measurement will go with this guide. You want to make sure your arrows are pointing, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So I hope you like this little demonstration. I would recommend this. I think they're super cute and they're fun to make. So thank you so much. Please like and subscribe, and join me again soon. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.